Statues are falling, one after another, from Colston to Churchill to Columbus. We reported this yesterday. I even asked you why India should not rethink its symbols of hate. And a lot of you appreciated our coverage, but some of you questioned whether we were trying to instigate violence. No, we are not. It's called reporting. Raising relevant questions, addressing tough subjects. This is the beauty of a free press. This is what makes democracy. India is one, as are the countries where the statues are falling. And if the people of some countries are raising their voice against prejudice, if they want to do away with injustice, how are they wrong? Unless, of course, there's violence and bloodshed, which is always wrong. The protest against racism continues as we speak. The demonstrators are attacking symbols of hate. More statues have been damaged and torn down. 3 of Christopher Columbus in Virginia, Boston, and Minnesota. In Boston, the statue of Columbus was beheaded. Why Columbus, you may ask? In schools, we were taught he discovered the New World. Sure, he did, and no one is taking that away from him. But the discoverer apparently also brought racism to America. Spray painted on one of the damaged statues are the words, "Columbus represents genocide." In Virginia, demonstrators tore down a monument of Jefferson Davis. He was the president of the Confederate States, the states that promoted slavery, racism, and oppression of the blacks. Statues of Confederate soldiers were beheaded in Portsmouth. A few hours later, one of the structures was pulled down. In England, authorities removed the statue of Robert Baden-Powell. He was once considered among the 13 most influential Britons in the 20th century. Then came the Black Lives Matter movement. Turns out Powell was racist, supporter of Nazi Germany and fascist too. In Belgium, a statue of Leopold II was daubed with paint. Another was sprayed with graffiti. An online petition against the king has passed 64,000 signatures. It says Leopold killed more than 10 million Congolese. This was during his 23-year reign over the colony. These falling statues are telling us stories we'd never heard of, at least most of us hadn't. How many of us had heard of Edward Colston and that he transported 84,000 slaves from Africa to America? His statue, by the way, has been fished out of the water in Bristol. How many of us took note of Churchill's racism or heard of Robert Milligan? Truth does not trigger violence. The suppression of truth does.